In this video, I'll be giving you the best guide on unlocking all 4 of the Ray Gun Mark II variants on the brand new Black Ops 6 Zombies map, Shattered Vale. If you're new to the channel, drop a like and subscribe for everything Black Ops 6 Zombies. The first Mark II quest we're going to be completing is for the standard OG Mark II. This will be needed to upgrade the other 3 variants, so that's why it's up first. If you're looking for a specific variant, there's timestamps below. The first thing you're going to need to do in order to get the Mark II is access the mainframe area by repairing the elevator. All of these steps are guided, so just follow the on-screen indicators until you repair the elevator. Once you're in the mainframe area, progress to round 10 and the lab technician zombie will spawn. Killing it will drop a floppy disk that you need to pick up and take to the east foyer. Interact with the computer in the corner of the east foyer, and the fax machine to the left of the computer will print out a Project Janus document. While this is happening, vermin and parasites will spawn alongside the zombie, so be careful while you wait it out. Once the document has finished printing, interact with it to reveal a message from Blanchard and look for a 4-letter word that's in all caps and take note of it. In my case, the word was worm. Now head to the nursery and look for the blackboard that's near the tier 2 armor wall buy. You'll notice there's 6 clusters of letters scrambled on the board. You'll have to convert the amount of letters in the cluster to a number value. It sounds really complicated, but let me explain exactly how I found the code in my game because it's actually really simple. Find the first letter of whatever your word was on the message from Blanchard. In my game, it was worm, so I was looking for the cluster with a W in it. The cluster with the W in it had 5 total letters, so the first number to the code in my game was 5. Next, look for the second letter in your word and do exactly what you did with the first letter. So again, my letter was O, and it was in a cluster of 8 total letters, so the second number to the code was 8. My third letter was R, and it was in a cluster with 6 letters, so the third digit is 6. The last letter from me was M, which stood alone, so that number value was 1. Once you have the 4-digit code, head to the service tunnel and you'll notice an HVT doppelgast locked behind a blast door. On the right of the door, interact with the panel and type your 4-digit code in. If you mess up the code, don't worry, progress to the next round and you'll be able to try again. Once the door is opened, kill the doppelgast and he'll drop you a severed arm. Take the severed arm to the Project Janus armory at the supply depot in the end of the service tunnel. Once you're in the armory, interact with the panel next to the locked Mark II to open the glass, revealing the free Ray Gun Mark II. Now that we have the standard Ray Gun Mark II, we'll need to find 3 individual canisters around the map that we'll use to charge it up and change it into the variants. The first way you get a canister is by shooting crystals located on the ceiling around the map to get a canister to spawn out of it. These crystals can either be found in the service tunnel, the southwest balcony, inside of the conservatory, or the east foyer. One of these 4 locations will have a canister inside of it, while the others will only drop you salvage. Another way to get a canister is by throwing a Casimir grenade near the barricade underneath double tap to suck it into the map. And the last way you get a canister is to look outside the map next to the doppelgas cave near the service area. You'll notice 2 pipes labeled A and B. Head to the crafting table in the mainframe area, and to the left, you'll notice a giant cryopod with gas in it. To the left of that, you'll see either the letter A or B. Take note of the letter that's in your game and head back to the pipes. You now have to throw a tomahawk at the middle valve to make it leak gas. Then throw another tomahawk at the valve that corresponds to your letter. If done correctly, Sam will talk to you and you can head back to the container. Throw a Molotov at the cryopod and it'll blow open the glass, revealing a canister for pickup. The first Ray Gun Mark II variant we're going to be covering is the Ray Gun Mark II W. Once you've acquired an empty canister, take it to Shem's Henge. There's a canister holder machine at the top of the staircase where you can place it down. Once you do this, an abomination will spawn for every player that's in your game at the rock formation. Do not kill the abominations, this will fail the step completely. Once the abominations spawn in, you'll need to get them to use their mouth beams to shoot at 3 medium-sized Stonehenge rocks in that area. You'll know you've done this step successfully when the abomination beam hits the rocks and they begin to glow blue. Once they're glowing blue, you then need to have an abomination run into each of the rocks individually using its sprint attack. When an abomination does the sprint attack into the rocks, it will begin to float in the air. Once all 3 blue rocks are floating in the air, a lockdown percentage bar will begin and you'll need to kill and survive until you complete the lockdown. You're honestly really just protecting the portal in the middle from the incoming vermin attack, but the zombies do kind of get hectic over here, especially if you're on a little bit of a higher round. After the completion bar finishes, the canister and the canister machine will be fully charged to the explosive canister. After picking it up, head to the supply depot where you'll find the Ray Gun Mark II crafting bench. Hold interact on the crafting bench with your Mark II to acquire the Ray Gun Mark II W. The next Mark II variant we'll be completing is the Ray Gun Mark II R. For this Mark II, you'll need to find 4 red ether plants that can be found in any of the outdoor POIs around the map. Only 1 spawns at a time, so unfortunately you'll have to run around the map 1 at a time. Once you find one of the red plants, throw a Semtex or explosive at it to guarantee a plant seed to drop from it. Again, you'll have to do this 4 times at 4 different plant locations that are at any of the outdoor POIs. Once you have 4 seeds, head to the observatory and place the canister down at the top of it. Now, individually place each seed down at a plant incubator. I'd suggest doing this 1 at a time because you'll have to protect each plant from zombie attacks as they grow, and it is pretty tough. If the zombies break the plants, just pick up the seeds and try again. After all 4 plants have fully grown, you can pick up the canister from the top of the observatory and head to the spawn area. Inside the garden pond, you'll find the crafting table for the Mark II-R. The last Mark II variant we'll be completing is the Ray Gun Mark II-P. For this Mark II, you'll need to find a few different things around the map. The first are 2 individual reflectors. One can be found at the fountain outside of the observatory, and the other one outside of the nursery on the southwest balcony. The other random item you'll need is the Essence Bomb, which randomly spawns from any of the white Project Janus loot crates around the map. There's one in every single POI, and usually only spawn Essence or Vermin. However, one lucky box has the Essence Bomb in it, so just keep trying to run around and opening as many boxes as you can until you find it. Once you have all the reflectors and the Essence Bomb, head to the service tunnel below the map. Next to the Armor 3 wall buy, place the bomb down on the rock debris to reveal a hidden room. Inside this room, place the canister down inside of its holder. This will cause the crystal in the middle of the room to shine a beam towards the reflector holders. Similarly to Citadel de Mor, you have to place the reflectors down where the light is shining and line them up to be hitting Doppelgast statue. It sounds tough, but it's really not. There's 3 reflector locations, 2 on the ground level and 1 on the second floor of the cave. In order to move where the reflector is pointing the light, all you have to do is simply melee or punch the reflector. When you line up the light to a statue, punch the crystal to shoot a shockwave through the beam and into the Doppelgast. This will cause it to come alive, and after you kill it, you can do this again 2 more times, lining up the beam with the other 2 Doppelgast statues, punching the crystal, and then killing it after it becomes alive. Once you've destroyed all 3 statues, you can pick up the canister and take it to Richtofen's bedroom, where you can now craft the Ray Gun Mark II-P. I hope you enjoyed this easy to follow quick tutorial on how to upgrade all of the Ray Gun Mark II elemental variants on the brand new Zombies map Shattered Veil. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Stick around for more Shattered Veil and Black Ops 6 Zombies content. We'll be coming at you with the Easter egg guide very soon. Have a good rest of your day. Stay safe, stay hydrated, peace.